Okay, good evening, everyone. So today is the day 2 of our Power BI Masterclass for engineers and other data enthusiasts. Okay, so yesterday, which was day 1, we talked about everything you need to know about Power BI and how to install it and the importance of Power BI. And how it is good for data analysis because of its visualization. So today we'll be doing data preparation. We've already seen the data processes in Power BI, which I sent to you. And the first one is importing of data. So I'm going to show you how to import data. That's number 1. Then I'm going to the next one is how to clean data. So that cleaning of data, it will continue till tomorrow, but we will start today. After showing you how to import data, then we will now start with data cleaning, okay? So if you are just coming, please, Mr. Charles, help us to send the link to the latecomers. Please help us send the link to the latecomers so that they can be able to download the data sets. Please download the data sets as we start. Thank you. Okay, so now I'll be opening my Power BI. So I think you should be doing the same. Please open your Power BI. Yeah, please download the CSV file. Yeah. Okay, who can tell us what is the meaning of CSV? Who can tell us the meaning of CSV?
Good evening. CSV is comma separated values.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's it. Comma separated value. So before I even start, I just want to show you how I'm starting. Okay, what it will bring out when you click on it. So this is it. It's going to bring out this is it. This is it. That is how it's going to come out. That's the Power BI Untitled Power BI desktop. So I hope we are here. So the next thing we will do is to click on the blank data sets, blank report, I mean to say. Click on the blank report. But before we click on the, before we click on the blank report, I told you yesterday, we did it more of theory, that we need to go to the settings and check so many things so that all our features will be functioning. Some of us must have done that, but some of us might have forgotten. So please, let me just run you through it. Now that I've told you yesterday, let me show you how to go about it. So you just go to options and setting, click options and settings. Can I go ahead and click, or should I wait for you to still open your Power BI? Can I go ahead and click? Hello, people. Should I go ahead and click this option and settings, or should I wait for you to load your Power BI? I want us to be in the same page.
I think you can go ahead.
Okay, I can go ahead. Okay, so after doing that, someone else will do it. At the time you click on options and settings, then you click on options. When you click on options, you allow it to load. Okay. It has loaded. Anytime Anytime you see the round blue figure or what color or whatever, you know that it's loading. So you allow it to load. So now we are here. You see the options here. These are the options, okay? So in these options, you have the global, you have the current file. In this global, underneath, you will see preview features. It's in these preview features that will make sure that we get all the settings needed to make sure that this Power BI operates optimally, efficiently, the way we want it. We are using all the needed features. So by the time you click on it, right, you will see the features. You see that some of them are not selected. That means if you want to use example shape map visual, it will not work because you didn't select it. Okay, probably I don't go ahead of you and do things you don't want to do. They want your full permission. Okay, so they now left some that will be needed if only you want to. Okay, so go ahead and click on the necessary ones. Okay, shape map visual. We don't want Spanish language. If you are speaking, please go ahead, but I don't speak. So these Q&A analysis service databases, I might need this. Check. Okay, object direction. Awesome, I need it. So just be saving to, I might not need it. So you can be clicking the ones you need. Live edit of Power BI semantics model. List slicer visual. Can you see that? That means if I didn't click, it's not going to work. Improve my Q&A with Copilot. Oh, I so much want to work with AI using Power BI. So Copilot's AI functionalities, I'm in. Okay, so you see, I've clicked a whole lot. So should I wait for us to finish before I continue? Okay, let me just wait like a minute for you to do the click, and make sure that you click the need. Almost all of them are in there except Spanish. But if you speak Spanish, please go ahead. Okay, so go ahead and click it. And I don't really need OneDrive for now. Upload, no, I don't need it for now. But if you need it, please go ahead. If you work with cloud a lot. So these are the settings that I want to check so that my Power BI will work optimally. I've done that. Okay. So should I go ahead now? Have we
Please
all
go
done
ahead.
that? Okay.
Please go ahead.
So now, okay, thank you. So now that we are good, so we click on security. The next one is security. You click on security. Okay. So this security will help you. You have to check here. I'm gonna check this. This one is unchecked. So please go ahead and check it. The Agis is a map, Agis map. Okay. You will need Agis map one. So, and also field map. You will need visual field map. Okay. So just click two of them. Okay. Click two of them for you to be done with your settings. So when you are done with your settings, clicking with the right things, you're supposed to click the security and the preview features. You click OK. So when you click OK, that means we are good to go. I'm set. The next thing we have to do is to rename our Power BI file. It is writing untitled Power BI. So how to rename is you just click on File, Save As. Where do you want to save it? I already created a file, but you can also click here on Browse. you browse, click on anywhere you want to save it. Okay. If you want to save it on your desktop, okay, you want to save it on download document, you click on it and you save it. Okay, you go ahead and save it there. But mine, I already say I want to save it in the practice. I will created practice. So I want to save it there. So I'll click on practice. Okay, and I will save it in practice. Practice, okay. So I can call it preparing data. And I can name it day 2. So I've saved it. It's saved. Preparing data day 2. So you can name it day 2, or you can name it as I name it. Just go ahead and name it. Very important to keep your documents organized. Get a folder. You can call it Power BI Masterclass. Get a folder. In the folder, that's where you'll be putting your workings, what you've done for the day, and you can be able to access it anytime, any day. Okay, so now the next thing we do, I gave you a CSV file. I sent it in both our LinkedIn, and I sent it in this Google Meet chat box. Please click on it and download it. You might be asking, let me stop sharing. You might be asking, where did I get this data from? One of us was saying that, okay, why don't we use engineering data? And fine. And I went to source engineering data, and I'm going to show you where you can get data sets to work with. Okay, you must not use data sets that you are not allowed to use outside of your workplace. So I will show you the place. There are so many places to source data, but the ones that most data scientists source is they source it through what they call Kaggle. Okay, so I would like you I would like you, okay, let me open the window. I would like you, by the end of this class, please go to Kaggle and create an account with Kaggle. Create an account with Kaggle, and you are able to, so this is it. So it will start sharing now. It's Kaggle. That is where I got the data set from. You see Kaggle, and it's a solar power generation data. And you'll be wondering, what is Kaggle? Kaggle is where data scientists, a community for data scientists, and it's where you can have data sets and the rest of them. So I just told them, you know what, I want a solar an engineering data, and this just came out, solar power generation. Okay, so now I'll be sending you the link of Kaggle now. By the end of this class, please go ahead and register with Kaggle. Okay, so I'll be sending you the link of the website. As a data analyst, you need to know where to source data. You can't be a data analyst and you'll be asking, where can I get data to practice? No, it's a big no. So I'm putting it in. This is the link. Kaggle, just click on Kaggle and you get as many data, financial data, supermarket data, any industry, fashion. Just type and you will get those data sets. Okay, so even as we are training on this, if you want to practice, you not tell me that I don't have data sets. Now I'm giving you one to practice. And you'll be asking, data sets, like how many can be a data, how many, what's the volume of the data to actually be real. Okay, it depends on the company. How large is the company? Okay, but most large firms deals with tons of data sets. You can have like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 100,000, 1 million. It can be voluminous. So you wouldn't be using Power BI and well, you will still achieve the same aim, but it's good to work with voluminous data so I can be used to it. So when you get huge data, you will not be scared that it's only 200 lines of data that I'm working with since. No. So it's good to be able to work. And this cargo, they always give you something close to real, if not real. Data sets are close to real, if not real. So why are we here? This cargo, this solar power generation data. That is where I got my data. And I want to run you through this. If you remember yesterday, I was telling you that when you are given a data set, who can tell me what I said yesterday? When you are given a data set, what are you supposed to do first? When you are given a data set, when you are given a data, maybe in Excel, in CSV file, in whatever file, what is the first thing you are supposed to do as a data analyst? What did I say yesterday? Who can remind us? Start analyzing it. Start visualization.
The first thing you have to do is to understand your data.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maxwell. Exactly. Understand the data. So how do we go about understanding data? Who can help us? What did I say we should do? How do we go about? What are the steps to understand the data? Who can help us? What are the steps? Anyone? Just unmute and talk. Okay. The steps.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me talk. Good evening, everyone. My name is Amaka Kalota. Now, when you open your data, you're supposed to have you have various columns, and you have to look at them, know what they are talking about for each of the column. Like this one now, we can see some certain things like a plant, something like that, and you observe what is that, then you look at it from the rows too, and know whether the data they need to be there are some certain whether there is any omission, or whether the data is actually okay, because sometimes you may have data that you may not understand. Maybe something may appear in form of SSX, meaning that there is an omission somewhere. So you need to first of all look at those things, tackle them before you start using them. So there is need for you to understand your data, go through it first, starting from the rows, the columns, and all that before you start working on it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very, very, very much. That is apt. In short, you took it like a teacher. You took it like a teacher. Wow, that is apt. Okay, so that is it. You look at your columns. Who can tell what I said? Another name for column is what? Another name for column is what? Hello? Another name for column. I said like 10 times yesterday. Column. Another name for column is what?
Vertical.
No. Hey, vertical. But there's this one that we is the vertical that is the column. You got it. But there's this another name for column. What is it? It's the vertical, but there's another name for it. Another name for column. Okay. Another name for column is the header. Header. Okay. So you look at the header. So when I'm saying header, you know that I mean column. You look at the header. So these are the header. On a normal day, the headers, people that name the headers are supposed to give you the information about the headers. That is why we are here. We are here to understand the headers, okay? We are here to understand the headers of the data sets. We want to understand what we want to analyze, okay? So as an engineer, this is a solar power generation data, okay? You can see plant ID. On a normal day, you can say, plant ID, I know what it means. It means the ID of okay, the ID of every plant. But it will shock you that the person that named it for something else. So it is not good to assume in analysis of data. You have to be on point. It has to be fact, so that because any error, garbage in, garbage out. So you need to understand these columns now. Now these are, and that is why here, because that's the first thing you do when you come to a company and they give you a data set. The headers, you go to the department that gave it to you, please explain what they are. Don't assume. Don't say that I know it from somewhere. It can mean something else in another company, okay? So now the first header here, we have how many headers here? Okay. So let's check. I come down here. We have, can you see that? We have 7 columns. You can see midpoint, it says 7 columns. That means it has 7 headers, okay? So the first header is what? Date and time. Date and time for each observation. Observation recorded at 15 minutes interval. Can you see that? Well explained. That is what you need to have before jumping into conclusion of any data set. You need to understand the headers. Now, second one is plant ID. This will be common for the entire file. Can you also, you can see that it's even telling you the features of this column, this header. It will be what? Uniform. That means everything will be the same. Okay. The other one is source key. Source key in this file stands for the inverter ID. Sorry, inverter ID. We all know what inverter is. Okay. So now for engineers, okay. So if you're not an engineer, just quickly, inverter is a device that we use for solar to turn DC to AC. Okay, so now we have other ones. We have other ones that we explain it to you. Okay, so I can even send you, instead of sending, when you register in Cargo, I can even send you this for you to just go ahead and look at this data set directly. We are working with the first one. The first one, they have so many data, different data sets, but the first one that we're working, they have plant generation, they have a weather sensor, but the one we're working with is generation of data. That one we're working with, okay? But mind you, this is not, what I sent to you is not the same with this one. I kind of altered it. So please, the one I sent you to download, please download that one we'll be working with, okay? So that's it about understanding data set. You want to see more of it, please just go to this link and look at it, right? Okay, so let me stop sharing this and now go back to our Power BI and try to load these data sets. So you know the first one is what? To load the data sets. Okay. Let's stop sharing. Okay. So now I'm going to pass my Power BI. We've already renamed. So now you can see that we have to load this data set in this Power BI platform. Now I'll click on work with Power BI, and it's not there. What's happening? I'm not seeing my data set. Who can tell me what's happening? I'm trying to get it from, it's not Excel. Sure, we saw that it's Excel now. Why is it not loading? Who can tell me why is it not loading? Why can't I see it here? Who can tell me?
Okay, once again, good evening, everyone. Now,
Yeah.
this data set is not an Excel data set. I think where we can, if not, where we can get it is when you go to this side, you have get data. Now
Okay,
you
if
see
it's not,
various.
excuse me, I want to I want to ask you, if it's not Excel, what is it? What is it?
It's
Tell me what
a
is it.
comma
What am I going
separated this thing. So it's not an Excel file. So it's not an Excel file. So you
That is
cannot
what
get
I
it.
want to get. Thank you. Thank you. So, that is what I want to hear. Thank you for that. It's not, yes, it's an Excel file that is, but it's CSV format. It's an Excel file, yes, but it's in CSV format. And this format, when you click on it, it will tell you, see the format here. It's not CSV, it's .xl. It has this format, not CSV format. So you would not get it from here, okay? It is when you now click on get data, common data sources. It is from this get data that you will now be able to see different sources you can get data from. Wow, you can even get data from your website if you have the link, if you have access to the database, okay? You can get data from your SQL server. You can get data from Dataverse, from OData feed, blank query. Even if you click on more, you will see so many other databases. When you might ask, what is database? Database is, the way the name is, it is a place or a platform where we store our data. It's a platform. It's a source where we store our data, okay? So while I was working as a solar analyst, we mostly store our data in the cloud. So most times we use internet to access our data, and most times it comes out in form of CSV. Mostly CSV. Most data sets are stored in comma separated values. Okay, so we download it first with internet, then we now start working with it. Okay, so some files that can be stored in Excel, just download it, any format it comes with. Just look for the format here in this get database and you click on it and get it. So now ours is stored in CSV. Okay, so you click on the CSV and I click on practice and I go to download and I get my, okay, so my data set is, see my data set here. My data set is not in plan generation CSV, and I click on it. Even if I scroll, you see that is, you can see here is comma CSV, comma separated value. Okay, so I click, I'm trying to load. So when I tell you load data, don't think it's one big English. Oh, this is loading. I'm loading the data. Okay, say hey, which English is this? I'm loading. This is to load data. Okay, so when you go to somebody's LinkedIn file, it's telling you it's loading data. See what it's doing. So you click on it and you open. It will load. You are loading the data set. It's loading. You allow it to load. I hope we are doing the same thing. We allow it to load. Okay, so this is the data set. So now see, it gives us an information. This I means information. What is it telling us? The data in preview has been truncated due to size limit. So this data set is about 4,000 something. Okay, so it has been truncated. It means that it has, as in the only set you can see is just 200, the first 200 for you to preview, just to have a view of it. And from this preview, we can see that this our data set is having some issues already. From this preview, you can see null. There's an error that we need to correct, like this null. Okay, so we also have the headers that we can see. Just have a preview of your data sets. Okay, sometimes I will just go ahead and open the data the way it is and just look at it on the Excel sheet before I even come and load it in Power BI. Yeah, that works. Okay, so when you do that, then you click on transform data. When you click on load data, that means you want to work directly. Maybe there is a department in your office that is dealing with cleaning of data. So then giving it to you after assessing the data, which we just did, looked at the data, assessing it, then you will now go ahead and just load it and start analyzing. Maybe your work is just to analyze the data, to visualize it, okay? But if your work is from end to end in the data analysis process, which is number one, loading the data, then preparing the data, which is cleaning the data, for you to be able to clean the data and make sure that it's free of error, you need to click on transform data. So when I click on this transform data, it will just go straight to what they call Power Query. Okay, so now we are in what they call Power Query. Please go ahead and write down these jargons, okay? Because I might just be saying something, and now that we are starting, I might just be telling you the meaning, but by the time we start going in depth, I'll just be telling you the name and I'll believe that you know it. So maybe just jot some things down like this Power Query. By the time you click on transform, it will take you straight to, so this platform is called Power Query. Okay, so we are in Power Query. What do we do in Power Query? What we do in Power Query is to transform the data in a way that it will be ready for analysis. We want to clean it. We don't want garbage in, garbage out. We can't analyze dirty data. If you analyze dirty data, it will give you dirty output, okay? So, and it will not make sense to anybody, even you that analyze the data. If I'm analyzing this data that I have none, it doesn't make any sense to me, okay? So now, we are looking at these data sets, okay? About 4,000 and something of them. As I told you, most times I'll just open the Excel direct and look at it before loading it in Power BI. So you can just do that. And here is what they call the applied steps. These applied steps it means that if you apply a step and you are not comfortable with it, you can always delete it. And when you delete it, it's just like clicking on Control Z you are undoing, just like undoing in Microsoft Excel. So by the time you click on this that you don't want to do again, you don't want this step again. Okay, so now that we are in Power Query, we will now start going through the data cleaning steps. Okay, so but before we start, I want to tell you about types of data sets that we have. Now, when you look at these are the various types of data that we have. When you click on it, you will see the various. Hello?
Hello, ma. Yeah, please. It's like the other pop-ups, we're not seeing it. It's just showing a blank screen.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. Let me share again. Thank you for notifying me. Okay, it's open in the other window. Okay, this is where I am. Can you see it now? So when I clicked on the transform, it came here. So I've not really done. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so now, as I was saying, these are, when I click on, see what I'm here. I didn't click here, I clicked here. When I click here, it will tell me that this, you see here is date or time. These are various data types, okay, various data types that we should know. We have the decimal numbers, the fixed decimal, the whole number. So these are a bunch of types of data sets that we should know as a data analyst. Okay, so you can at least we know time, we know percentage, we know all that. Fine, but there's another broad type data set type that I want to talk about, which is when when it comes to statistics, because we need to understand, have an overview of some statistics when you are dealing with data analysis. We have what they call quantitative data and qualitative data. Okay, so now another thing I'll be, in short, I'll stop sharing and now go, as I want to talk to you about theory, I'll be doing more of using ChatGPT to tell you about it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen where ChatGPT is. Who knows, maybe that's the future of learning. There'll be, instead of putting in slides, it will now be ChatGPT that they will use and be talking. But me, I've already started it, so I don't know for teachers. Okay, so I'm using AI to teach you theory. Okay, I hope you don't mind, because we are in the AI time. So we have quantitative and qualitative data. So you can ask ChatGPT, what is quantitative? What is quantitative and qualitative data? Okay, and you click on it, and it will tell you, okay, so this quantitative data and this qualitative data, this is something you can do in ChatGPT and read at your time. So what is he saying? He's saying that quantitative data are what? Numerical data. Numerical data. While quantitative data are what? Descriptive data. I'm giving you example. Okay, so descriptive and numeric. So when you say numerical data, that means it can be calculated, isn't it? You can do calculations with numerical data. Okay, but in qualitative data, can you do calculations with qualitative data? Yes or no? Can you do calculation?
No, it's quantity.
Yes, it's quantity. So now, if I show you now, who can tell me from these data sets, who can tell me which one is quantitative and qualitative data? Okay. Who can tell me from these data sets now, which one, just from the label, or probably the way it is now, which one is quantitative and qualitative? From the explanation now from the ChatGPT, who can tell us?
So the DC and the SC powers are quantitative.
Okay.
While
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Also, the total yield is qualitative, is quantitative.
Okay.
While while the plant ID and the date and time and the source key are qualitative.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so you see these letters here, they have already shown you that these are qualitative data. Okay, mostly descriptive. Okay, so it being more when you are using letters ABC, it is more of qualitative data. Okay, now for you to be able to see, let me just close and apply. Although we've not done anything, we'll still come back to it. Now, if you go to if I share my screen where we have the data sets, okay, it is very important to know that we have quantity, very conscious of that. Now watch these data sets. Now it's trying to transform. I've not actually applied changes. I've not actually done any changes, but fine. But it's even, can you imagine, I'm saying 4,000, this data set is actually 68,000. This is more like in short, this might even be a real data that have been altered, because yes, cargo have real data sets. So it's 68,000 data sets that we are working on. That is what on a normal day data analysts work with. Okay, so now this is it. Okay, so now this is the table. Remember here we are in this report view. If you remember yesterday, we have this report view, we have this table view, we have this model view, and we have this DAX query. Okay, so let's just click. This one is the report view. This is the table view, your normal table for Microsoft that you see in Microsoft Excel. This is the model view. The model view, I told you that it has to be more than one for you to be able to connect, to have a connection. Okay, then this is the DAX. The DAX is where you type your formulas. Okay, so now in this report view, now you can see this data. Okay, in this data, when you click on it, can you see what is happening already? You see that Power BI have successfully showed you that the ones that they put calculation, you can see summation. They put calculations in the one that are what? These are summation. In the one that are what? Qualitative or quantitative?
Quantitative.
Quantitative, okay? And date and time is kind of in between, okay? Date and time is kind of in between. But now the ones that are qualitative, did you see any summation? No. Okay, so it's very, very important to understand this type of data set so I can know why things happen. A lot of things happen because of a process. There's a foundation somewhere which you need to understand. Okay? So now we are at the end of today's class. Then tomorrow, by God's grace, we will now jump into the data cleaning proper. But we need to understand how all these things come to play so that we will not end up thinking that that is the way they did it. No, that is the way it's supposed to be done because of. So that's how we need to work around data sets. So before we call it a day, is there any question that you want to ask? Okay, please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for today's session, engineer. I don't want to call you, no, I won't call you engineer Chinelo, I will call you engineer Daisy. Anyway, thank you for today's training. I just want to draw your attention to the fact that on the screen, on the transformation screen, where we have the report view, the table view, the model view, and the DAX query view. My Power BI does not have the DAX query view.
Okay, please update. Okay, in that okay, let me show you. There's a place you can click on updates. In that option and settings. Yeah. Please go ahead and click on updates. It's loading. You see updates. Can you see that? If there's an update, it will display here.
It's loading in another window. The screen you are showing us, is not
Oh, I missed that. Okay, I missed that. Okay. Okay, I've seen it. Okay, so this is it. No, that's not it. Let me stop sharing and share again. But when I was clicking on option, we saw the options, right? Can you share your screen? Let me show you.
okay. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
I'm sharing my screen and can you see it?
Yep, I can see it. So you see that update. Just go down after privacy regional settings, you see updates. By your left. Yeah. After no, go scroll up after settings. After security, yes, click on it. We want to, okay. They click on okay. No, please go back. There's supposed to be an update for you. Okay, click on yeah. Yeah, the update is not showing. Okay, I think it's not showing. Did you just click on this display update notification? Did you just click on it today? Because if it's there, it's supposed to show you new updates.
It didn't show me any updates. It's just this is what it has.
Did you just click on this display update today?
No,
It's been there.
this display updates. I just clicked it while I was trying to open. You know, I already have Power BI on my system, so I didn't just download today.
And now I'm saying that since you just clicked it, it will not show you because it's telling you display update notification. That means since you did not click it since, maybe you have to probably wait till 24 hours for it to be able to display you the updates, or probably you have to uninstall and reinstall. These are two things. If I just clicking this display, that means it will kind of take time to bring out the updates, or you uninstall and reinstall to get you the automatic updates.